Okay, welcome back. This is week 2. Let's talk about what Year 8 have been doing this week. So the bulk of them will have started this new topic called One Size Fits All. And what they're doing is they're looking at how we see ourselves and how the media perhaps play a role in our own self-esteem, and particularly around our body image. And we've shown them how photos can be edited online. So we showed them about magazines and airbrushing and stuff. And we'll show them a box short advert with a picture of Justin Bieber and show how they've changed it from the original photo shoot. And we're trying to say to them, look, you're chasing after an impossible ideal. You're thinking, well, if I want to look like that, and you're forgetting that they don't look like that either. Now, that's the core of the lesson, but it's not the core message. This is pretty familiar. You know, we tell them these things, and we tell them, look, you know, it's happening online too. You can get an app called Facetune, and when you look at people's pictures on Instagram and stuff like that, they've filtered them first. They've got rid of a few blemishes, whatever it might be. In my case, added a little more hair, maybe. They've done these things, right? But that's not the core message. The core message is not that these pictures are fake and you're aiming for fake pictures. The core message is that your reflection does not reflect you. Your reflection does not reflect you. You see, if we just tell them what not to do, don't look at those pictures, don't think that you don't measure up, that doesn't work. It's not enough. And we know this because psychology tells us this in all sorts of fronts. There's a government think tank called the Behaviour Insights Team, I think it is, and they look at how they can influence and nudge the population into doing all sorts of things. And we know from loads of research that diets and quitting smoking and trying to increase our exercise and other such things, they don't always work, because what they do is they create a gap. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. I must stop smoking. I must stop eating bad food. We create a gap. But what we need to do is fill that gap. Don't focus on what we're not going to do. Focus on what we need to do. Otherwise, that gap just gets filled again. I stop smoking and then I start again. I stop eating that bad food, but then I start again, or I substitute it. What I need to do is stop doing that and substitute it with something new. Stop doing that, start going to the gym. Stop eating those foods, start eating these foods. I need to replace it with something. And our young people need to do this. They need to replace where they're looking. They need to move that focus. So we need to focus on character. We need to be telling them not just to not worry about their image, we need to be telling them how great they are. And this is where you really come in. When you talk to them, and this isn't just like a conversation, this is a habit that we need to try and form with our young people. We need to talk about how proud we are of the character they've got, of the kindness they show, of the way they choose to behave. We need to build them up, but we need to build them up from the inside. And I'm not being picky when we have these throwaway comments of, oh, your hair looks nice today, or that's a really nice top. I'm not being picky, but those things can can subconsciously place value in those areas. What you look like is what's important. And what we need to do is try and really talk about what we like about them. And maybe about the people around us, you know, tell them about what we like about our peers. Oh, I love Dave. I tell you what, he's so reliable. Or I really like Jane because she always builds you up. You know, she always has something nice to say. The more they hear us complimenting people because of who they are, the more they'll start to try and aspire to be those people too. And the more they'll start to see that is where their value lies. And that's the key here. I want them to see that is where their value lies. Their value lies in who they are, not the packaging they come in. Because we're all stupid enough to fall for this. You know, all of us. You know, I'll look at a magazine and I'll see a picture of some guy and I'll think, well, I really wish my bicep was a bit bigger. And then I'll do that really stupid thing where I think my whole life would be a bit better if my shirt ended here. My whole life would be better if the shirt didn't finish there, it finished there. I wouldn't be nervous when this happens. I'd be confident when that happens. I'd walk into this environment and it wouldn't worry me. Never mind I'd cope with bad things. Bad things wouldn't even happen if my shirt ended here. But we do that stuff. And what we need to do is move beyond it. And to do that, we need to shift the focus. Tell them what we like about who they are. Constantly talk about those things. And try and avoid doing it ourselves. Try and avoid looking at a picture of ourselves and saying, oh, I look awful in that picture. Quick, delete it. The more we do that, the more we talk about how we look, the more they think, well, that's obviously what matters. That's what's important. So that was our message in Year 8 today. Value yourself. See yourself for who you are. Don't worry about the packaging. And remember that actually most people don't measure up to that because they don't look like that either. Hopefully that was of use and I haven't rambled too much. I feel like maybe I have. We'll talk again next week. Thanks. Bye.